tales of abandoned places, of forgotten towns, derelict hospitals, silent prisons, places where the past clings to the air like a heavy shroud. But what if the past isn't just clinging? What if it's waiting? What if it's trying to tell you something, or lure you in? Tonight, we delve into a mystery that intertwines a century-old tragedy with a modern disappearance. A story whispered in the foothills of the Appalachians, about a place called Blackwood Creek and the mines that bleed sorrow into the mountainside. This isn't just about a legend. It's about a silence that screams and a disappearance that defies explanation. Are you ready to listen to the whispers? Blackwood Creek was once a thriving coal town, bustling in the early 20th century. Like so many others in these mountains, its lifeblood was the rich veins of coal hidden beneath the earth. Families lived and died by the mines, carving out a difficult but honest existence. But in 1912, that existence was shattered. A catastrophic mine collapse, triggered by an unexpected gas explosion, trapped over 50 men deep within the main shaft, known locally as the Serpent's Coil. Rescue efforts were frantic, heroic, but ultimately futile. The mountain, it seemed, had decided to claim its own. The official reports cited poor ventilation and geological instability, but the locals, they had other theories. They spoke of unusual vibrations in the rock days before, of an eerie, high-pitched whistle that no one could source, and of a strange pressure that made the air feel heavy even outside the mine entrance. The town never truly recovered. The mines were sealed, deemed too dangerous, too cursed. Most families moved on, leaving behind a ghost town, where the wind was said to carry the faint cries of the trapped miners. For decades, Blackwood Creek became nothing more than a historical footnote, a grim reminder of industrial tragedy.
Fast forward to October of last year. 4 college students, Alex, Maya, Ben, and Chloe, driven by a mix of urban exploration, ghost stories, and youthful daredevilry, decided Blackwood Creek was their next conquest. They were equipped with GoPro cameras, high-powered flashlights, and a healthy dose of skepticism. Their goal? To spend a night camping near the sealed entrance of the Serpent's Coil, and, if possible, find a way in. They found an old, partially collapsed ventilation shaft, hidden beneath a tangle of roots and crumbling stone. It was tight, dangerous, but traversable. Alex, always the leader, went first. Maya, the cautious one, voiced her concerns. Ben, the tech enthusiast, set up a remote camera at the entrance. Chloe, the historian of the group, wanted to see where the tragedy unfolded. They descended into the cold, damp darkness. The air grew heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and something else. Something metallic and ancient. They explored for hours, their flashlights cutting through the oppressive black. They found old tools, collapsed support beams, and, unnervingly, a child's leather boot, perfectly preserved, half buried in the rubble. It was a sobering find. But it was the sound that started. A faint, almost imperceptible hum, vibrating through the rock. Then, soft whispers. Not distinct words, but like a dozen distant voices just beyond the edge of understanding, sighing through the vast underground passages. Ben, ever the skeptic, tried to rationalize it as wind, water, geological resonance. But the whispers grew. They seemed to follow, to swirl around them. Suddenly, Alex, who was leading, stopped dead. He claimed he heard his name clearly from deeper within the mine, sounding exactly like his deceased grandmother. Maya heard her younger brother, Chloe her father. Ben, he just froze, staring into the darkness, his flashlight beam trembling. They decided to leave. Panic set in. The whispers were no longer distant. They were right beside them, in their ears, calling out intimate names, secrets only known to the lost loved ones. They scrambled back towards the surface, but when they emerged, gasping for breath, out of the claustrophobic darkness and into the welcoming gray light of dawn, only 3 of them climbed out. Ben was gone. His camera, still running, showed nothing but swirling dust in the tunnel where he'd been moments before, and the increasingly desperate faces of Alex, Maya, and Chloe as they called his name into the abyss.
The police launched an extensive search. Rescue teams, canine units, drones. They scoured the area but found no trace of Ben. The ventilation shaft was deemed too dangerous for further human exploration and sealed with a heavy grate. Alex, Maya, and Chloe told their story, filled with terror and conviction. But authorities, naturally, attributed it to shock, exhaustion, and the psychological effects of being trapped underground. They spoke of the whispers, the mimicking voices, the feeling of being pulled deeper. They even brought up the old legends of the mine's curse, of miners still wandering its forgotten passages. The police dismissed it as local folklore. Ben was officially listed as a missing person, presumed lost to the treacherous terrain or a tragic fall within the mine. But his friends know otherwise. They believe the mine took him. What happened to Ben in the Serpent's Coil? Was he disoriented and fell into an unseen crevice? Or did something else, something unseen and unheard by modern science, reach out and claim him? The locals of the few remaining scattered houses near Blackwood Creek don't talk about it much. But if you ask them about the whispers, about the mournful music that sometimes floats from the sealed mountainside on a moonless night, they'll just shake their heads and tell you, the mine never gives back what it takes. Perhaps deep within that mountain, the spirits of the 1912 disaster found a new companion. Or perhaps something far older, something that predates even the coal, simply heard a new voice it wanted to add to its haunting chorus. The case of Ben Carter remains unsolved, another name added to the long, dark history of Blackwood Creek. Was it panic, a tragic accident, or is there something more ancient and malevolent beneath those mountains? Something that collects the lost and their voices. The next time you hear a whisper in the wind or a faint unidentifiable hum in a quiet place, consider, are you truly alone? Or is something reaching out, calling your name from the edges of the unknown? Tell us in the comments below, what do you think happened to Ben in the whispering mines of Blackwood Creek? Have you ever felt drawn to a forbidden place, a forgotten history?